Holy cow. Hey, you know what? So the last day of practice, like for camp, is next Friday. Holy cow. We are right here. This is it, baby. August 15th. And on August 15th, the unknown defense. How you doing, baby? Let's get it going here. And don't forget, make sure you guys check out our friends at Birds 365. I'm sure Big Z's going to be working this weekend. And from what I understand, Michael Jordan personally gave him the Rue hat here with the colors of North Carolina. I'm kind of shocked they're not Bama colors, but he is my friend, Big Z. Zander Krause joins us now, and he's here with us. How you?
What up, Big Sills? How you living, brother?
I am.
It's a football Friday. You know, I want you to cheer up a little bit.
Oh, I am. Oh, you kidding? I am absolutely on my numbers and I am on the tee box, and I'm hitting off the black tees right now, dog. Are you kidding me, man? Hey, I loved what you said this morning. Hey, folks, I have to pick the mic up. Hey, Johnny Mac. Whew. Sure, a lot of question marks on August 15th about this defense. Oh, I heard that. I heard that. Yeah.
I don't know.
I heard there's a lot of questions. I said this. I heard a lot of question marks on that defense. All kidding aside, dog. I mean, look.
Yeah, they got some questions right now.
We got questions. Okay. All kidding aside. But so let me go over them here. In your opinion, who wins that job at corner?
Well, yesterday you're in practice 15 and Ringo doesn't get a rep at the first team.
John said that?
He didn't get a rep with the second team, Sills, until the end of practice. Wait for this. You see, you didn't hear this.
No, I didn't.
First team yesterday was Quinyon Mitchell and Adoree Jackson. Second team yesterday, ready for this? Jacorian Bennett and Eli Ricks.
Wow.
They didn't even have Ringo in the second team to start.
They're moving.
So he starts. So practice 1, they come in wanting him to win the job. And at practice 15, the second of your joint practices, he's starting on the third team. He only got a couple second team reps yesterday at the end of practice. Not one first team rep taken for him yesterday.
So in 2 weeks, he went from first team to third team.
That's what it looks like to me.
So you're looking
I feel great about the position. I mean, I think John's right. I think it's going to end up being Adoree because Vic is going to default to the guy who knows how to play the position. You know, he's not very good though. He might know how to play the position, but he's not very good.
I don't think he is.
Jacorian Bennett, I don't think he's going to do anything. I'm kind of with Pumper on that one. I don't think he's going to come in here and save the spot. My question now has become, how much will Vic be able to mask it, to disguise it? You know, it's not the whole secondary that stinks. You got one corner spot. Safety, we don't know, and I think that could play a role. But remember, the corner 2 is going to be on the Blankenship side. So how can Vic, use the safety to cover him up versus, the other guy who is going to be Ringo or Jackson or whoever is going to be he's going to be with Blankenship, and then Sidney Brown would be with Quinyon Mitchell. So, how can Vic kind of blanket that and cover that up a little bit? I don't know.
Here's what I suggested just a couple minutes ago, okay? On third and short, you keep him at safety. You put McWilliams in the slot there, okay?
Right.
On third and medium. On third and long, you move Cooper into the nickel, helping Ringo so that you shorten that side of the zone, and you don't have to have him cover. I think what they're going to do, Xander, you tell me if you think I'm wrong here on this. I think they're going to try to cover a lot of the deficiencies that they have maybe at safety and at corner with Q traveling and then moving, because look at what they've done this whole camp. He's practicing dime, nickel, safety. Not one rep at all at corner. I think they're going to slide him in there based on what the offense is giving them on how third and long, third and medium, third and short, And I think he's going to stay because, look, slot, dime, and safety, they're all relatively the same positions.
Right.
And they're going to move him this way, and they're going to travel Q trying to cover that off corner. That's how I think they're going to cover that.
I agree, which is why I don't feel like it's going to mess everything up. You know, I feel like you still have a chance to be a good defense. I mean, look, you don't need great players at every position to have a good defense. You need a good unit. Well, you need a good unit. You need the cohesion of the unit to come together, and the sum of the parts equal a good, obviously a great number compared to each individual player needs to be an all-pro, especially in Vic's scheme, right? I mean, it's a zone-based scheme, and it relies on other players' communication a lot. So I'm not trying to say, oh, the defense isn't going to be good, but this corner 2 position is ugly. This is an ugly This is an ugly training camp for cornerback 2. You come in with 2 guys who are duking it out. The Eagles want one of them to win because they spent a draft pick on him in Keely Ringo, and in practice 15, the dude is not even on the field. So it's like, all right, not what they wanted. Vic was shit talking to Dory Jackson a couple of weeks ago at the podium. They make a trade for Jacorian Bennett. He doesn't even look like he's ready to play yet. So yeah, that's probably, in my estimation, put that in the Shohei Ohtani for me. Because what did I say? What was all summer? My biggest concern was corner. It was corner. John has been edge. You've been kind of all over the defense. So I thought corner was the problem.
Marks was replacing the guys you lost.
Yeah, well, no, which is fine. I mean, John's was more specifically on the edge as going to be the toughest thing, and I think the corner's always been the biggest one, and we'll see what they were able to do and what Vic's able to do to get around it.
Here, I think you're more optimistic on that safety than I am, because
I wouldn't say I'm optimistic on that.
Okay. Because I think Sidney does a lot of things great. I think he hits people good. I think he loves the game. I think he has all of that things that I think Vic likes. I think he's coachable. I think all of it. I think the one thing that they don't practice that he needs the most practice at is getting folks on the ground. That's why I think that's Makuba's job. At least he can get guys on the ground.
So listen to what John had to say about the safety spot right now. And he said this he does not think they're going to do this. This is just from his viewership of camp. This is what it looks like. Not what they're going to do, but his thoughts on the position. It almost looks like in red zone, Sidney would be good because he's a great downhill player. He's aggressive, he's fast, and he's physical.
And you got the back of the end zone and you shorten
exactly.
the field.
You get Sidney in space, in open space, he's not comfortable. And that's where Makuba is better than Sidney. So John, he's not saying they're gonna rotate the spot. Saying to me, it looks like they would want Makuba between the 20s, and in the red zone, they would want Sidney Brown. That's the kind of skill sets that the 2 players have. I don't think Makuba's ready to play. I don't think he's going to be out there, but we'll see. I mean, I'm not very confident in that position. I mean, certainly, I've been saying that Gardner-Johnson trade's looking worse and worse, especially the more that I hear it's about attitude. Like, I don't really give a shit about his attitude. We won a Super Bowl with that guy. The attitude wasn't that freaking bad. All right, we won a bowl with him. Had the number 1 defense in football with him. He had 6 turnovers on that defense. All right, how bad could the attitude have been? So I hope there was more to that. But yeah, it doesn't look good. I mean, safety, corner.
Yeah, let me go to the next one here. Okay. So do you think that off edge, that will edge, is going to be a committee edge? I think you're going to keep Uche and Ojulari, and you're going to have Jalix Hunt. That's going to be your 3-man rotation out there.
Did you hear what they're doing with Jalix now?
I heard that they put him behind Nolan.
They put him behind Nolan. He didn't get 1 first-team rep on the side that he was projected to play on, and they're rotating through Uche and Ojulari and Obo.
Can I tell you what?
Now, I don't know if they're trying to maybe, hey, let's see what these guys are made of. But do you think Jalix Hunt has earned the right to not get reps in practice in order to see what you got in somebody else? I'm still trying to see what I got in Jalix Hunt. I mean, with all due respect, I'm optimistic on the kid too. But the guy's played how many snaps in the NFL? He's a third round developmental player.
That sounds like to me a step backwards.
I agree.
And I'll say this to you too. That sounds like a technique. That sounds like an edge issue that Vic has. and that Vic probably feels a little bit more comfortable with these other guys out there. I mean, he's probably looking at that out there going like this. Again, that looks like a small committee also. So now we're talking about potential. John, like what John says, John's talking committee at safety. Now you're talking about committee.
He didn't say he thinks they're going to
committee at will.
He didn't say he thinks they're going to do that at safety. He specifically said that's just what their skill sets look like to me. It would be better to have them in that role, but I don't think they're going to do that, is what he said. But yeah, I mean, that's what it looks like. I mean, edge rusher is fine. That's more of a committee position as is, right? I mean, even last year, remember we talked about, only 3 edge rushers left. Is that too little? So that's a committee position by default. The question there is, how good is the committee? The questions at safety and corner are a little bit more alarming for me because the main guy is under question, you know?
So where is all this Jahad Campbell at the edge, and where was all this talk? What happened?
It doesn't sound like it's happening at all. I mean, you know,
absolutely. What happened to all that? I mean, all of a sudden now, I think we're more concerned about him even getting down off linebacker now. I mean, the talk on him has kind of went cold, hasn't it?
Well, I don't think it's gone cold. I do think John has said he's not ready to play, though. Not ready to play, but he's got a lot of things to learn. You know, he's a raw player, which is kind of surprising. I didn't think he'd be so raw. You know, remember he was recruited by Saban, not the new coach at Alabama. He was a Saban guy, so I thought that he would be a little bit more polished. But he's there. Look, I'm not worried about him. He's got everything he needs. I think he's got the football IQ. I think he's got the athleticism, the speed, the strength, everything you would need. The question is going to be, where is he going to use? You know, where are they going to use him? What's his role going to be this year, if any? You know, and what does that mean for the rest of the linebackers? Do you think? I think realistically, Vic would be like, I'd love to have Bond and Jahad as my linebackers. But I don't know if he feels fully ready yet to go to Jahad. But he knows Jahad gives him the biggest upside because he's so much more versatile than a guy like Trotter or even Dean.
I would say this to you about Trotter. Trotter's winning this job because he's been the most consistent, not the most explosive.
Exactly. Steady Eddie.
I don't think he's an explosive player. I think he's a steady player.
Yeah, he is.
That's not an upgrade from Dean.
No.
Dean made explosive plays.
We are not upgrading at Dean to start the season. There's no way. Dean had a good year, man. Dean was really good.
I underrated his year.
Yeah, he was really good last year. I mean, he
had 130 tackles.
Yeah, and he was in position. By the way, he was the voice of the defense. I mean, he called out everything. That's who Vic communicated with. I mean, think about that. It's one thing to have a player. You got one line of communication from the genius that is Vic Fangio, and it goes through one guy, and take that guy off the field. Like, you could have everybody else the same. Just changing your communicator would change a lot. You know what I mean? It's that in and of itself is a big change right there. Now, they had to do it late in the year last year, so it's not brand new to them. But we'll see. Bond's probably going to be the guy, the red dot.
Okay. Right guard. That's solidified. I feel pretty good.
Feeling good about it. Yeah.
Right?
I'm feeling much better about it.
Who's going to play in the interim on the other side if Landon doesn't go?
Looks like Brett Toth is going to do it. Or not to be confused with Brett Tooth.
Brett Tooth.
Looks like he's going to be the left side. Yeah.
Okay. So any concerns at all in like all of these
short term?
Boy.
Short term, yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about Landon.
Would you agree with this comment that I made earlier? I don't, again, believe that, ESPN came out with like the best matchups when it came to like receivers, offensive line, this and that. And they had Baltimore as the best. And you know what? Until Baltimore shows me that they can win in the postseason, I still think the Eagles, you have to go with what these guys, because let's face it, even the guys that you're talking about right now that still have a position battle, these guys all get rings.
Yeah, right.
These guys have been in that culture here. So you know what? I'm going to give that the benefit there that they may figure it out later in the year. Like I'm not out on Sydney. I still think that guy maybe down the road, maybe down like 10 games in, he starts playing a little better. You know what I'm saying? I still think, can you imagine him and and Keely Ringo on a kickoff team running down the field and knocking people
Yeah.
out, I mean, I'm good with that.
Well, I do think you'll agree with this. We got to be patient. We got to be patient. We don't know yet. But right now, we only have what we have. We only have the information we have. And the information we have now is not great. But if you look back to this time last year, because I asked this question yesterday, I'm trying to compare it to where the defense was at this time last year, as opposed to the end unit, the final goal, or the final version of the product, which was obviously the best defense in football. But we had a ton of questions, a ton. I mean, we didn't know yet when Cooper DeJean was going to play. Remember, he got into camp really late. He didn't get to camp till the last preseason game. All right, so we didn't know about slot cornerback. We had obviously linebacker concerns. We thought Devin White was going to be the starter up until he didn't get on the plane to go to Brazil. I mean, we had so many different questions that they were different questions, but we had a lot of those different questions. So I think the team will start to take more shape, obviously, as you get closer and as you play more games and as you put yourself in different positions. But I'm just not feeling great about that corner
but
spot.
you know what? Let me ask you there about that. See how you have set the mark so high after what you saw in February and in December, November, and how well they played. Zander, look where you've put yourself. You put yourself in this room with one of the most elite, if not the best Eagle team in the history of the franchise. And so now when you're not seeing those same guys at the same pace of elevating their game like Ringo did, like the way Q did, or the way Q won that job right away, there was no debate on it. And it was so much more positive last year.
Yeah,
hey, Milton looks pretty good. Hey, guess what? Dean looks like he might be. Wait, remember, we didn't even know Dean was going to play as a starter until what? Until we got to Brazil. We didn't know he was going to be the guy and have that kind of season because there had been so much negative stuff about him. Don't you feel that there's just the negativity from where we came from and what we were talking about a year ago and how well they played has jaded your opinion on these guys and where they are in their careers?
I mean, a little bit, but I think that's natural when you have a team as good as they were last year, and that had as many things
but
work.
But the Eagles were preparing you. Don't compare that to that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think you're right about that. I think this team, I think this team is the expectations of this team are set by nobody other than the team themselves. This isn't a fan-driven narrative. This is the team has preached excellence and has lived excellence for the last 4 years. With that has created a sense of perfectionism, which is, I think, a good thing overall. Now, you got to fight the battles to get to there, and you got to fight even the expectations that you set to get to there and understand it's a process to get to where you want to get to. But, I think this is the world we live in, and it's a much better world. What would you rather live in, this world or the Cowboys world?
No, I'm just saying, though, that I think if you're sitting there saying you got to be patient on some of these guys, I think fans have to be a little patient, too, on, hey, guess what? Howie Roseman, and I'll keep asking the questions to folks. There was so much emphasis on 26 and 27. I think they skipped the rock across the pond, Zander, on 25. I just think, you've got to pick a corner and a safety from what they did and the work they did in the offseason. I don't see it. Like the edges. Like you said, two dudes that are making steps backwards are Keely Ringo and Jalen Hurts. Fuck, they were coming.
Do you think Jalen's a step backwards? He had a good start to camp.
Okay, well, he's no longer in the conversation where Vic. Now, again, the traveling thing is a true thing. So I've got to temper myself and be careful about that because remember what he says he likes to do? Let's see other guys in case somebody gets hurt. We got to see if those guys can play in those groupings as well. So I get that, but you take that as a what? That Jalen Hurts is now getting second-team reps and he's playing behind Nolan Smith.
I mean, you're right. It's not easily explainable. That's for sure.
And how about this? I get that early in camp, but Zander, we're 15 days out.
Right. I get you. I mean, I hear you. Sorry, I'm trying to block these fucking bots. I don't know where they're all coming from. But no, you're right. I mean, look, 15 days out, there's a lot of questions that we have, and I don't think it's unfair to say that. I don't think it's unfair to say that.
Jalen Hurts' offseason has been what?
Good. I mean, I think he's been a lot more confident, which is always good to see. I mean, I think he obviously has admitted to being more confident. But he's got to look. This team is going to require a different version of him. He fully knows that. That's why he said at the start of the year, start of training camp, this is a different iteration of our football team. Things will look different, and the offense right now is not doing many explosive things. But what's the defense going to be this year? Because that will dictate what Jalen needs to be. I think we're going to run the ball really effectively, but if you don't have a top 5 defense, that's not going to work in as many games as it did last year, because you're going to give up more points, you're going to have less time of possession. All those different things are going to go into the pie. All that complimentary football that you had last year. So, I'm expecting Jalen to have a really big year. I think he knows he needs to have a big year in order for this team to have a chance. But I think he's had a solid camp. Nothing crazy. They're not doing very much. But I do think there's some merit to what they say about they want to practice not turning the ball over. Some people have this sense of like, going to camp and like that's when you throw the picks. That's when you take the chances. That's when you try and fit the ball in tight windows. And I think Jalen looks at it and is like, I'm not going to practice that shit. I don't want to practice putting the ball in harm's way. I want to practice making the right decision, even if the right decision is a check down. Sometimes in practice, I think it's bullshit, or at least it's boring. It doesn't bring a lot of excitement, but I think it's the right thing to do. I mean, look, this team identified last year, Sills, after the bye week. If we don't turn the ball over, we're going to have a really good chance to win a lot of football games, most football games. So they've gone defensive with turning the ball over. I don't think that's a bad idea or a bad thing to do until they prove they need to do more than that and take more chances.
I talked to Bernie Kosar yesterday, and Bernie's on the broadcast team while he's
how's he doing, by the way? Did he get?
He's doing well. He's doing well. That's great. I'm glad you asked.
He didn't get the transplant.
Not yet. No, they're going to wait. They're going to wait a couple more days here, but he's still on the broadcast team. And he had some people say, and you tell me what you make of this. Cleveland Browns thought they kicked the shit out of the Eagles in those 2 days, in those joint practices. They thought they took it to them. The word ass kicking wasn't the word. I added that. But they thought they really handled themselves against the Eagles in those 2 joint practices. What do you make of that? Them, and like even Lane said the energy was a little low for us being out there. What do you make of that?
I don't know why that is. You think these are some of the signs of maybe a Super Bowl hangover of some sorts?
It's the first time I've heard you use that phrase.
Well, I mean, Lane Johnson said the energy was low at the joint practice. I mean, I'm not trying to create a storyline. Lane Johnson said the energy was low.
Yeah, but that's the first time I've heard you go, I don't know. I mean, is it a thing? I'm not thinking you're thinking it is, but could it be?
I don't know. I mean,
this team's been doing an awful lot. You got one guy doing the hoochie coochie dance.
Look at the because it's the Browns, Sills. Nobody can get up for the fucking Browns.
Okay. I'll tell you what, Myles Garrett running ring around the collar on Mulatto was not
Myles Garrett.
Now then again, that is Myles Garrett, so I will go there with that. But the secondary, now again, too, you didn't have all your dudes out there, but bro, I mean, you got one kid doing the hoochie coochie dance, over there in Wildwood. He's shaking it up with the mommies and the poppies over there. He's hanging out. Him and Cooper DeJean. You got the president of the United States, Jalen Hurts, hanging out with Oprah, going over there and hanging out there in Malibu, and not going to the Met Galas, wearing really funky clothes and shit.
That's what you get when you're Super Bowl MVP. You got to be able to manage it.
How do you think they've managed it so far?
I don't know.
Or is it yet to be determined?
It's yet to be determined. If this team has a collapse, if this team, stinks on ice late in the year, then you know that it got to them. But I don't think right now you can make that proclamation.
Well, I'll tell you what, they better get some of them speeches. And if I were them, I'd be popping that ring out, getting that Nick Sirianni fucking thing that he has inside that ring. Greatness, but the greatness of others. That whatever that fucking thing is, the fucking wing thing, I'd be looking at that a little bit more there.
I was thinking about that ring. Is that that might be the greatest Super Bowl ring of all time?
Why? Because of Nick's quote?
No, because it's sick.
That's not a ring, dude.
It's a fucking trophy.
It's a trend. It's right. It's a fucking. I mean, that thing. The only thing bigger than that's the Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah, well, good.
How do you think your boy? How do you think your boy Petula's doing?
Wait a second. You buy a girl gets a ring. You ever heard a girl say she wants a smaller ring?
No, As a matter
Okay,
of
yeah,
fact, no.
that's what I thought.
I
That's
had
what
a
I
chick
thought.
once. I had a
Wait, so
chick.
nobody in their right mind that wants jewelry wants the smaller ring, but Sileo says the Eagles want the smaller ring.
No, I didn't say that.
Come on, man. Come on.
Bro, it's not a ring. That's not a Super Bowl ring. You don't hang out at some topless bar with that thing hanging on.
I don't hang out at Tapa's bar, period.
Well,
End of sentence.
Well,
Tapa's isn't enough food for me.
Well,
Oh my God.
I'll tell you, I got some places in Dallas for you that, in case you ever want to know, I'll let you know.
Bite.
If you're ever
here's a bite of 40 different things. I want a meal. Can I get a meal, please? Thank you.
Hey, let me tell you this. I've seen the governor in some of these places in Dallas.
All right.
Hey, I'm just telling you. It's what I heard. I don't know as a guy here, but what do you make of your boy Patullo and how he's done?
I mean, I think he's done all right, but I think you can't really tell too much.
You think that was by design that they were vanilla?
Maybe to some extent.
Because you really don't want to tip your hand on what you're going to do in a regular season. If you're going to run the ball more, you're going to throw the ball. I mean, last year, do you not agree Kellen Moore caught people with their pants down because he's a passing coordinator? He's not a running coordinator. And so don't you think they want that same element going into this year? They don't want people knowing.
But that's fine. I mean, that's not an issue. Jeff Stoughton's the run game coordinator. Jalen Hurts is going to be good. I mean, come on, man. I don't think that's an issue. With Patullo, I don't know what he's done yet. What did Kellen Moore do last year? We won the Super Bowl. I'm now wondering if the offensive coordinator in Philadelphia is a pointless position.
Okay. Okay. So
I mean, you got to have a feel for calling game plays in the flow of the game. That's basically it.
I actually waited till this time because I have a question for you here.
Did I just set myself up?
Hang on here. Well, you brought a great point up here. God, I love doing this.
Dude.
Does Kevin Patullo make Jalen Hurts a better passing quarterback?
I mean, I think Jalen is what he is in the passing game, which is fine. It's not a volume passer. I mean, he's never going to be that. That's not what he's been. But when they needed to win with it, he did, and I think he'll continue to do that. I don't know if I look at it from a lens of is he going to make them better. I don't know. Do you ask is Patrick Mahomes going to be better this year? I don't say that about Jalen.
Well, I know who Patrick Mahomes is.
I know who Jalen Hurts is.
I don't. I've had four different Hurtses. You
know who Hurts is.
Hurts. No, last year I saw a guy throw for the guy at Army's numbers, and I saw another guy in 2022 carry a team. I saw a guy who was learning in 21. I saw a guy in 23 who turned the ball over like he was turning pancakes over. And so, I mean, I've seen four different dudes. Is Kevin Patullo? Do you think Kellen Moore made Jalen Hurts a better quarterback last year, a better passer, I should say, because he's a passing guy? And by the way, I'm not saying, let me differentiate that. Not a better quarterback. Kellen Moore did not make Jalen Hurts a better passer last year.
No,
does Kevin Patullo make Jalen Hurts a better passer this year? Yes or no? I feel like I'm one of those Senate committees right now. Yes or no? Okay, that's all I'm asking. What do you think Kevin Patullo makes him a better passer? Look at this guy here.
It's bullshit, Anthony. I'm not even fucking answering this stupid question. We just won with Jalen being what you think was a bad passer. So I don't really.
Now you're going off the off ramp on me here.
I'm not going off anywhere. Shut up. I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah.
You're the one.
You're taking the off ramp on me.
I'm a little grumpy for a football Friday because of this.
Oh yeah, wait a minute.
Well, we got our ass beat by the Browns yesterday, and everyone's like, Zander, relax. Zander, don't say anything. Zander, it's just practice. Now we got our ass beat by the Browns. I'm a winner. I like to win everything I do in life, including my segments with Sileo.
Hey, this guy just took the off ramp to go to the Lombardi rest stop there on the Jersey Turnpike on me. Can you stay on the road here for me a little bit? I asked you, do you believe that Kevin Patullo is going to make Jalen Hurts a better passer? The last three coordinators have not.
Kevin Patullo is going to make the offense a better offense.
He won't go there. 3 years. I think three new coordinators.
I do. I think it's an infusion of 22 and 23 Hurts with less RPOs, but less turnovers and a more higher volume passer this year because I think they're going to need it. So I think it's going to go up somewhat from last year. I'm not expecting him to become Joe Burrow and throw the ball from the pocket all day long. But I think he's gonna do what he needs to do to win the football games, as he always says to us, and as he's proven through 70-plus games of his career. So, I think there's plenty of there to work with. I don't think we don't know who the player is. What the fuck do you mean we don't know who the player is? You know who I don't know who it is? I don't know who Cam Ward is. I don't know who Jaden Daniels is. I don't know who Caleb Williams is. All right? Those are who I don't know who you are. Who is Drake May? I know who Jalen Hurts is. He's been to 2 Super Bowls in 3 fucking years. Get that bullshit and stuff it.
4 different Jalen Hurtses in 4 fucking years, and it's documented. Hey, do you buy this? This year, this is going to happen, and there's going to be a lot of book reading on the sidelines. Devontae Smith, 1,350 yards. A.J. Brown, 930.
Wait, is that your predictions?
Yeah.
You got Devontae at 1,350.
I think there's some issues going on with AJ here. Injury issues.
I'm starting to wonder on them. I mean, look, John keeps telling me basically shut up anytime I ask about a concern on AJ Brown, but it's like, dude, the guy's missing a lot of time. And you brought up the point of they don't practice together. They didn't play at all in the summertime together. Jalen was down in Houston or in Texas or wherever he was. And, so I don't know. I think AJ is going to be all right. But I do think it's fair to wonder. I mean, he's had the hamstring nagging, and
Nick made it feel like it was a setback the other day with his hamstring. He made me feel like
because what they did was he was a limited participant in Tuesday's practice before the joint practices, and that was an improvement on what he was the week prior, where he wasn't even participating at all. And then Wednesday and Thursday rolled around, and he went back to not participating at all. So Tuesday, he got back to limited, and then Wednesday, Thursday, he got back off the field. So why that is, I don't know. I would have wanted my players to play in the joint practice. That's the one opportunity you get to kind of get.
And that's where you get evaluation from.
Right, as close to football reps as possible. But it is what it is. I mean, AJ will be all right. I'm not really worried about AJ Brown. I mean, but I think it is fair to wonder about if that will slow down their chemistry early in the year.
Do you think there'll be a time when both those guys are still on the roster together that Devontae will ever overtake him as the number one guy, that it'll get to a point where the offense starts to run through him? Or is that time
run through him?
So you don't think that offense will ever run through him as long as AJ's on the team?
I think if AJ's out there, it's going to run through AJ. Unless AJ has a sizable, regression as a player from age or whatever, I don't know. You're going to run your offense through. I love Smitty, man. I love him. These are tough questions because it makes me have to pick one, but I'm running my offense through AJ Brown, dude. I just am. I mean, it's no disrespect to Devontae Smith. I got AJ Brown on the field, dude. I got AJ Brown on the field. It's no disrespect. I just think you go through AJ Brown there. You go through AJ, you go through Saquon, you go through Jalen, and then you call, and then Devontae will clean up the rest.
You said something the other day where you said that you believe that Jalen Hurts will be in the conversation for the MVP award this year. And I'm saying to you this: he'll never be in that conversation as long as Saquon Barkley's on that team.
I don't agree.
Well, he wasn't last year.
No. Last year was a one-off for Saquon Barkley in terms of health, in terms of, being able to punch the ball that many times and being able to run at that level. And I'm not saying he can't do it again. I'm just saying.
Even in the thought process of being an MVP a year ago.
No, he wasn't. That's correct. Versus the year prior when we got blown out of the water, he was in the MVP conversation when they were 10-1.
Okay. All right. But then when you put Barkley on the team, I mean, and here's why, Zander. I think when you have A.J. Brown and Saquon Barkley on the same football team as Jalen Hurts, bro, you're gonna. If people have a negative conversation about Jalen being on a loaded team, what makes you think you're gonna get enough fucking votes? I think that Lamar Jackson. Do you not agree with me that Lamar legitimately could have won that MVP award, but because they had a 1,900-yard rusher back there, and Derrick Henry, that probably hurt him a little bit, having a guy like Derrick Henry in the room. whereas Allen had nobody. You got three
Well,
big.
he had plenty of other problems there outside of just Derrick Henry, by the way. But I mean, look, I'm projecting.
Dude, I think 4,100 yards and 41 touchdowns and 5 picks and 850 rushing and being 14-3, whatever they were. I mean, regular season, that's what the award is. That's pretty fucking impressive.
Who was that, though?
That's Lamar.
Well, that was Lamar. I'm talking about AJ before he got to Philly.
Okay. What about him?
You know? No, I was saying, he was running, he was blocking in that scheme too before he got here.
But they weren't throwing to him in that scheme.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's got the opportunity here. I mean, I'm projecting, Sills, that teams aren't going to let us do what we did last year. They're going to do whatever it takes to not let us run for 2,500 yards.
I think you're wrong. I don't think they can do it. I'm in agreement with John. I don't think they can stop you. Right. I think.
Okay, so you think? Wait. So you think Brett Toth and Tyler Steen are good?
No, that is early on. I think there's probably going to be more of that in the air, and I think there's going to be more like turnover opportunity plays that the Eagles are going to throw because they're going to throw the ball until they get Landon back. But bro, once you get Landon back, there's nobody on that roster that can stop your run game. I just don't. Why in the world I'm just not going to deviate off that. I'm going to run the ball down your fucking throat. Like the Dallas Cowboys, I'm going to put
I'm good with that mentality.
On them.
I certainly don't have a problem with that mentality. I just don't know if it's going to work as good as this year as it did last year. That's my thought process on it. I don't know if it's going to work as good. I mean, look, special seasons, as John always says, are special for a reason. They're special. They're not easily duplicatable. They're not easily repeatable. You don't do them every year in and year out. You just don't. So this year, I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit more on the shoulders of Jalen Hurts. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a perfectly fine thing. He's more than capable of doing it. He's been in the MVP conversation twice. He's led us to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years with Saquon and without Saquon. I'm not worried about that if the offense change. I'm not afraid of saying we might not be the same type of offense. I'm not of the impression the only way for the Eagles to win football games is to run the ball. That was the way they did it last year. That's not the only way they have to win.
You want me to? I'm going to throw something at you so that you can laugh. Okay. Last 2 years, there's been 4 players that have 8,000 yards and 55 touchdowns, passing and running. Do you know who they are?
How many players?
4.
4 in the last how many years?
2. 8,000 passing yards and 55 touchdowns total, passing and running. 4 players have done that. Who are they?
Lamar, Josh, Jalen, and no Jalen?
No Lamar.
No Josh Allen?
Allen's 1.
Allen's 1. Is Mahomes 1?
Mahomes.
And
I'm going to show you a point to your point about numbers here in a second.
Who the heck are the other 2? Who are the other 2?
Okay. Trevor Lawrence.
What? I would have never guessed him.
And Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, I was thinking of guessing. Jared Goff.
Look at those numbers, and you go, and then you look at what you just said about Hurts. You go like this: Trevor Lawrence and Jared Goff have thrown for 8,000 yards the last 2 years, 55 total touchdowns, running and passing, and you got guys by the name of Trevor Lawrence and Jared Goff on that list, with Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes.
All right, good. That's the losers list.
It sounds like it to me. Outside of Mahomes and Allen, I mean, right?
No. Allen's got to get the job done too, Big Sills.
Oh, I know. Allen sucks.
I'm not saying he sucks. He's my favorite quarterback in football. I've said that over and over again. I think he's a great quarterback. To sit here and say, okay, yeah, you don't ever have to win.
Think the Bills have to get it done? The Eagles are getting it done with Hurts.
Yeah, I think that's
fair. The Bills have to get it done.
I think that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, look, I will agree with you on Lamar Jackson on this. I think Baltimore has built the team. Baltimore's built the team.
Dude, I'm so fucking done with Lamar. This guy doesn't deserve a single excuse.
He's a great player, though, dude.
I do. No shit, he's a great. He's one of the most talented quarterbacks I've ever laid eyes on.
Yep.
Okay, I know that, but I'm not. I hate this mindset of they don't have to win. It's like John. Like I know John and all these objective reporters who want to be the most objective. Who can be the most objective? Everybody. This is not the way. No, I care about winning and losing. Life is about winning and life is about losing. All right, in every realm of life, in every endeavor that one can take on, you win or you lose. Now we're grading quarterbacks, and it's like, actually, wins and losses don't matter. No, they fucking do matter. How about that? How about that? They do matter. All right? Go and win, Lamar. Your team is good enough. Your defense is more than good enough. You got players all over the place. You can do whatever you want. Win! Win! Or shut the fuck up. You're not a top quarterback until you win. I don't care. I hate that argument. I really do.
Let's get to the supers, dude. By the way, Battle Royale at the bottom of the hour. How about our boy, Zander, playing hurt with COVID? Our boy, Philly 500, man.
500? Philly 500!
Man, I love him.
Is he down bad with COVID?
I think
Philly,
so,
I didn't know
man.
COVID was still a thing. Are you okay?
That's what
Holy
I
shit.
didn't either. No, I didn't even know it was.
Prince says, has a QB ever led the league in passing yards, won the Super Bowl? I know the answer, by the way.
Oh, man. I would have to say Namath if you're going to go.
Because he said I know the answer, I'm going to guess it's no.
Yeah, probably not.
I
Probably
don't know.
not.
7 bowls, Brady didn't lead the league in any one of those years?
No, the year he led, he got beat with that 19-0 team. So I'm going to assume that Prince knows it's probably no. No quarterback has ever done that. So, yeah.
All right, here we go. Brian says, QB1 starting to smell himself. I dare that guy to play like an asshole. Because we know that MF or Bazooka Tanner got that strap.
But I want my quarterback to smell himself. I want my quarterback to have an asshole attitude.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
a little humility was never the number one trait for a quarterback necessarily.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
yeah, make sure he's got humility. Okay, I don't know about that. All right. Kyle says Sills and Zander, didn't Will Anderson start a slow start his rookie year? Yeah, I don't think he had a great start, but he finished really strong. He almost won the defensive rookie of the year.
He did win.
He did win
it. Remember, that was the year that Stroud won the offensive rookie of the year,
and they had both. That's right.
So those two guys, yeah, they brought it home for Nick Caserio.
Yep. All right, good stuff. Let me keep going here. Kyle says, Sills, for the Bills week, how would you limit Josh Allen? He's a tough dude to limit.
Can't let him be both. So I'd make him try to beat me in the air.
No, I actually don't think so. I think you make him do it alone, like he always does.
You can't make him do both.
Yeah, but no. He's a magical player. You're not going to not have – he's going to be great. Take away all the other shit.
You've got to contain him. You can't let him break.
I don't think he's – I think he's unavoidable. That's my take. It's like no matter what I do, it's like your guess on Saquon. No matter what you do, he's going to run for the yards. With Josh Allen, I'm not trying to limit his greatness. I'm trying to make it harder for him to get anyone else involved in the game plan. Blanket the receivers extra hard. Take away the tight ends. Take away the running backs. All that shit.
I want him to beat me in the passing game. I think you have to go into a game plan trying to stop one of those entities. You can't let him get rolling running. If he gets rolling running,
he's not Josh Prescott, dude. Come on. Dakota had how many picks his last playoff game? Josh Allen actually puts his team in a good position. His team can't get the fuck
Josh Prescott. What's that? Who's that? Oh my God, are we getting ready for my boy?
Look, LJ's right though. I mean, I just said it about winning. Like whatever objective book nerd created the wins do not matter. No, wins matter. Like wins matter in everything. All right. Josh division title Allen. You can say it's a team. You can say whatever. All right. When we get to the end of the career and Jalen Hurts has multiple rings and Allen has none, I guarantee you people will hold Jalen in higher regard because he won.
Certain people have to pay for my attention and my.
Oh, that's right. I should have brought him up.
People have to pay.
BJ.
Some people have to pay for my attention. I don't give people
unpaid LJ post. You hate to see it.
Yeah, an unpaid LJ post. Yeah, because some people just have to pay for my attention. Just remember that. How you doing? So, hey, so you feel good about everything the way it's gone here, right?
Listen, corner, concern, safety, concern. Overall, I think the team's in a good spot. Let's see what Vic can do. Remember, this time last year, too, the defense was not looking pretty in training camp. So still
Weren't you
plenty
more
of time left to
confident
go.
about training
But
camp?
that applies for every team, remember. That apply. I think Commanders are I am not out yet on my prediction that the Commanders could fall back to 3 in the East.
There we
Okay?
go. Thank you very much for paying LJ's payment. Thank you very much,
They
Maniac.
got problems at training camp. As much as
I
you
know.
don't want to believe it,
I know.
they
You
got
have none.
problems.
You have none. They have.
They got
I mean,
problems
you
at
know,
camp.
I know.
Not all problems created equal, Sileo.
That's right. Not every problem's created equal. You're called the defending world champions.
Yeah.
Comparing you to the Jets or
And our biggest problem is Keely Bingo. Dallas can't sign their number one player on their football team, and the Washington Commanders can't sign their best wide receiver. They're going backwards.
And you can't find two.
Jaden Daniels looked like a scrub in the preseason.
Going by committee, Jaden Daniels is a scrub.
He looked like a scrub.
Daniels is the best.
Dude, he's throwing meatball to the other team in his preseason game.
In that division.
If you're going to hold the training camp practice against Hurts, I'm holding the preseason game where Jaden threw a worm burner into the defense's hands.
Still said that Herbert is better than Hurts. I say he's got more skill than Hurts. Doesn't mean he's a better quarterback than Hurts. He's just a better player, but talent doesn't win Super Bowls.
Herbert's not better than Jalen Hurts.
Oh, yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Oh, yeah, you're right. When someone looks at him and then
I'm 6'6" and I have a big arm. I don't give a shit what
Hurts
you
is
have.
a mediocre passer. Let's be candid here about it. He's a mediocre passer and a really.
I might have to change our programming around and get you with Johnny Mack because you guys are very similar in that regard.
I mean, well, it's reality. That's why you're the only one that's in the room like that. By the way, are you doing something on Saturday with Johnny Mack?
No, I'm going cold for an Eagles game. What are you fucking crazy?
Holy cow.
Be live?
See, folks, that's the difference between living on the West Coast and East Coast. Is that right there? Hey, by the way, no, I thought maybe you had to mow somebody's lawn this weekend.
No, baby. I'm out of here. All right, I love you, brother. See you later.
Hey, I love you too, man. Hey, Big Z, I'll catch you over the weekend, man. Let me tell you this. Listen, we had Jim Kelly. We had Bernie Kosar. Okay, there you go, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. Listen to this. We had Bernie Kosar, Jim Kelly. We've had a boatload of people. But do you know the number one thing that people kept saying to me? Where is the Battle Royale? I'm not kidding you. I get more requests for this thing than any guest, The Rock, anybody. And I've got to tell you, I'm not shitting, man. I see Mark behind there in the green room shaking. It's true. Joy Taylor is the only one because she's a skirt.